I did forget about this. But when a Slayer dies, a new one gets appointed, right? Dawn's got this handled. Season 6 is going to be her starting days as a Slayer, so... See, I've mapped out this season already before we've even hit play for the first episode. Hello everyone, it's Liam Caddleson here, and we're doing episode 1 of Season 6 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've been excited to jump into this episode for quite some time, not just to see how the Scoobies handle life after Buffy, after she sacrificed herself in the finale, and everyone saw how fine I was, but of course, seeing how Buffy does come back. I've already got a couple of theories regarding how Buffy does come back, whether it's the Buffy bot or whether it's resurrection. It will be very, very interesting to see how she does make her inevitable return. But I'm also very excited to see if how this season does perform, because I thought that season 5 was, out of any TV show that I've watched, it was one of the best seasons for a show that I've ever seen. It was so well done from start to finish. It was a really wonderful journey, and those 22 episodes, even though some moments were very, very heartbreaking for me and traumatic, it was just incredible, and I just really, really loved it. And it's a really, really high bar that season 5 has set. So I will be amazed if season 6 can exceed that, because season 5 was, for me, a masterpiece for me. It was the quintessential Buffy season for me, and I'm excited to see how this season does get on. So, with that said, let's get into the first episode of season 6 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh, should be very, very exciting. Let's go.
Fire circling back towards you, 6 o'clock.
Oh,
Try to
man.
drive towards the Van Elton crypt.
Van Elton.
Is that the one with the cute little
I'm
gargoyle?
loving how Willow is evolving.
Left, make him go left.
Well,
Big, fast, and dumb.
Buffy?
The way I like them.
Is this Buffy bot? Ooh. With style as well. I love how bonded they all are.
you might have let me in on your plan while you throttle me.
Oh, bird watcher. Is your life passed before your eyes? Cup of tea, almost got shagged. Cup of tea.
Guys, help Sander and Anya.
The only really real Buffy is really Buffy.
And she's gone.
If we want her to be exactly, she'll never be exactly, I know. The only really real Buffy is really Buffy, and she's gone who?
Poor Buffy bot. Anthony's been, removed from the main thing, isn't he? What's going on here?
All things better.
Ooh, pancakes could go in bellies.
Ah, my heart.
Hey, you.
I was going to say, they've been
Today's a big
looking
day,
after
huh?
Dawn. They've
Kind of day
been
makes you
staying.
wanna return clogs, don't you think?
I remember how.
Lots of plural tools in my toolbox. Sandwiches. Excellent. Men like sandwiches.
Help yourself.
See, I wouldn't complain about that many sandwiches.
So, excellent. We're good.
I can sense the uncomfortable vibes and whatnot.
Fighting skills. Pronto.
Actually, we have bigger worries than our fighting skills today.
Way bigger.
I guess. Depends on how highly you prize punning.
I'm serious, Sander. Buffybot is about to face her most dangerous challenge ever.
Ooh. Parent-teacher day.
It's not inventory, it's my personal collection.
Uh-huh. Aren't you Mr. Dicey Semantics? It's not what you think you can just take anything you want?
Oh, Giles.
Give it.
No, you give it.
Ow! Okay, when I'm marveling at immaturity, be scared.
News. Happy news in hard times is a good thing.
It is, but if things go as planned, everything can be different. Let's just
gotta
hold
bide
on.
their time.
You've been saying that all summer.
Please, Anya. We'll know more after we talk to Willow and Tara tonight.
Fine, whatever. Just remember that this whole marriage thing was your stupid idea. I didn't ask to be all crazy.
Oh, Anya.
I'm not leaving you to get hurt.
Not again.
Spike!
No deal.
So- He's honouring Buffy, that's it. Like... Beautiful. Oh no! Oh! Oh no, 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 no!
You're a machine.
No, he can't escape! He can't escape!
Stop!
Oh no!
This is deep stuff, Willow. We're talking about raising the dead.
It's time we stop talking. Tomorrow night, we're bringing Buffy back.
Yes! Let's do this!
It's against all the laws of nature and practically impossible to do, but it's what we agreed
I am just
to.
worried something's gonna
If
go
you guys are
awry, because
changing
we
your
didn't know what
mind,
Nobody's
Joyce...
changing their minds.
When she was
period.
resurrected, we didn't know what she
Excuse
was
me?
like.
Who made you the boss of the group?
You did. You said Willow should be boss.
And then you said, let's vote, and it was unanimous.
And you made her this little plaque that said boss of us, and you put little sparkles on it.
Valid
Aw.
point.
She could be trapped in some sort of hell dimension like Angel was. Suffering eternal torment just because she saved us, and I'm not
I
gonna
don't
let
believe it. I don't believe she would be in
I'm not
hell.
gonna leave her there.
Willow.
It's Buffy.
Spike stopped liking me.
That's not true. He thinks you're swell.
And how come he never looks at me anymore? Even when he's talking to me.
He's hurt. Buddy's hurt.
He just gets cranky, the way vampires do. Now, just relax. I am gonna make you good as new.
Oh, and how poignant that is to the whole resurrection thingy, mabob. Oh. I mean, this is really, really hard because it's not her Buffy. It's not her sister, and it's echoing to last season.
Any good watcher would do. Got my slayer killed in the line of duty.
Oh, that wasn't your
No,
fault.
that wasn't
Of course
you,
not.
Giles.
That's how all slayer-watcher relationships end, isn't it? She's gone.
Oh.
I did my job.
And that's why he's moving
Then
back.
why-
You guys don't usually let vampires join the gang, and I got the whole sunlight issue. But I was thinking, you know, as thanks for the 411, you could let me throw in.
I'll think it over.
Shh.
Let's ride.
Welcoming reception after we gave you really, really vital information. I was gonna make a joke about, I mean, he's also like, it's symbolic for Buffy, the mother.
Accept our humble gratitude
Whoa!
in death.
Well, poor Bambi.
Hey!
That didn't happen in
You're
the
late.
Disney films.
I was trying to avoid a scene, really.
Like we'd make a scene.
Not you. Me.
I don't want Giles to leave.
Find you of all the good food you won't be eating.
I don't want to lose Giles,
And a
though.
monster, sort of a
Oh.
Sunnydale souvenir, we thought.
Arg.
And I wanted
Touche.
to buy you a can of Old English 800. Because you
Just made it.
Just, yes.
Hug. Can we have a hug?
Well, look, if we're going to do this, let's do it properly.
Just hug it out. Oh no, I'm already getting a bit teary. Like first episode in.
Well, maybe you shouldn't.
Oh.
I'm trying to be stiff upper lippy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, same, and it's not working.
Well, you should get going. Don't you have a life or something?
I suppose that's the quick.
I mean, he's leaving right when we're ready to do the thing tonight.
I know, I had hoped he'd figure it out before he left.
Maybe we should have told him. I mean, what if it works?
What if it
He'll come
doesn't?
back.
It'll be dark soon.
And
Yeah,
he'll
we
have
should get
wasted that
going home.
money,
I wanna
but
go over... Know our prayer.
oh my God, Willow!
She told me she'd be tested. This is what's supposed to happen.
Osiris,
Ugh.
here lies the warrior of the people. Let her cross over.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Osiris, let her cross over.
Come on, Osiris.
Willow! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Willow. Oh.
It's a test.
Nice.
It's a test.
Good. Now tell them to get back on their loud bicycles and go back wherever they came from.
Or what? You'll electrocute us? Hold her!
As their affirmation.
Nothing but a toy. Pretty toy.
You're nothing but rude. Come on. Willow, you've got this.
Osiris, release her.
Willow, I need service.
Yeah, I'm a bit busy at the minute. Oh, can these guys piss off? You sons of bitches! You can die painfully. You can all die painfully.
Willow.
This is. I was low-key worried that something would backfire, but voila. It worked. Buff. Oh my goodness. We're back. Oh my god, that was very morbid as well. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting review because I'm going to split it into two parts. Because for those who are watching this on YouTube, I've watched episodes 1 and 2 in one go. So I'll be splitting the reviews for episode 1 and 2 into, of course, 2 separate videos. Whereas if you're watching this on Patreon, it'll be combined into one. So we'll first talk about episode number 1. And, yeah... I don't think I've gotten emotional to the opening episode of Buffy. I mean, I think if anything comes close, it would funnily be enough the first episode of season 2, because that really had you empathizing with Buffy, dealing with not just her returning to life after dying in Prophecy Girl, but also with the Master's return as well. And... yeah, this episode, of course, with Buffy's return, linked in pretty well with that, and episode 2 heavily emphasizes on that significantly. But I just gotta say, loved the visuals of Buffy's, like, you saw the decayed body of Buffy, and then you saw everything returning once the spell had worked, and it was just very, very morbid, but also very, very cool to see, if you get what I mean. So I thought that was a very, very good, like, visual. And speaking of that, I really loved the CGI on Willow when she was performing the resurrection spell. It was really, really pretty. It was really beautiful stuff. So I gotta say, the visuals in this episode were pretty good, as well as the demons as well, like the demon biker gang. They looked pretty awesome. So I really, really gotta say the visuals in this episode looked superb. But I loved how this episode also focused on people trying to adjust with Buffy's death. This is one thing that I hoped to have seen following the gift, was how are the Scoob... I didn't want, it to quickly rush to Buffy returning, because I think there was the inevitability that, Buffy was going to return. And I was right on both occasions, because I said, okay, is the Buffy bot going to play a prominent role, or are they going to resurrect Buffy? I was right on both occasions, but I was hoping to see the focus on the Scoobies and how they're dealing with Buffy's death, and it was touched on really, really well, especially when you had like different emotions going on with Dawn and Spike. Their anguish, I feel, was expressed more so because they weren't keyed in. Because we had Tara, Anya, Xander, and Willow all in this, I guess, square on, let's think of a way to bring Buffy back, let's use the resurrection spell. And there were some mixed opinions on if this is a good idea or not. But with Dawn and Spike, it seemed like they were out of the loop, and they had that anguish. They had the Buffy bot there, but it wasn't their Buffy. I really loved some of the moments, like Dawn cuddling up to the Buffy bot, because, yeah, Buffy's voice, Buffy's face, she might be there, but it's not her Buffy. And I really love the parallels to season 5 when there's this whole dilemma on Dawn and, she's not my sister. Now you've got Buffy bot and her not being Dawn's sister. So I love the parallels there. But yeah, like I said, for Spike and Dawn, they have that anguish because of the fact that they are still reeling heavily because they are not preparing the resurrection spell, which is really, really interesting to think about in Dawn's case, because of course, but I think she's learned from the whole Joyce experience, and I think that shows a bit of growth for Dawn, that she's not backtracking to, okay, let's get in on the resurrection thing. So I really liked that, but we saw them in that anguish. They weren't keyed in on the resurrection. Spike as well, like, he couldn't even look at Buffy bot, and I feel like there's a bit of guilt going on for him because of the fact that he failed to save Dawn on the tower, and Buffy had to make the leap. And I feel like there's that guilt that he has let Dawn down. He's doing his best to protect Dawn, but he's let her. He feels responsible for Buffy's death, especially regarding the fact that he has such strong emotions for Buffy. So he can't even, and not just that though, but he's wanting to protect Dawn as well. He can't even look at Buffy bot, and it's so interesting considering he is the one that conceptualized the idea of Buffy bot. So, but I think that really does speak volumes regarding how guilty he feels regarding this whole experience. So, yeah, but I really loved as well everyone talking about Buffy's resurrection, and even and the fact that Xander was expressing his concerns was really, really touching. I really love how not everyone was in total agreement. There was some concerns going on regarding, okay, well, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, and how they kept some stuff in the dark. Like, see, I'm really intrigued to see what Giles is going to have to say to this once he finds out that Buffy's back. But yeah, I really loved how everyone was not in agreement. Everyone was like, okay, not everyone was like, okay, let's bring Buffy back, woo. And it's just really, really. It's just really, really good stuff to see, like, Xander speak up about this. But not just that, though. I think Willow, for me, she is not thinking, like, she is worried about Buffy being in hell, but I'm wondering if there is a part of Willow that's going to contemplate the idea, okay, what about Buffy? Because this is it, Buffy was at peace with her own death. And we'll explain this more in episode 2, about how Buffy is so shaken, she can't think straight, she's traumatized and all of that jazz. So yeah, but yeah, I do like how people were talking about is it right to bring Buffy back? Because, you know, I don't think there's like a straight out wrong answer. There's no 100% wrong answer. Willow's got her right to be concerned regarding Buffy being in hell, and she's so scared for her. But again, we're going back to the whole Joyce situation in the character's perspective. I don't think everyone else knew about their attempts to bring Joyce back, but this is all going back to what I said. What if something bad were to happen, and we might be seeing the consequences of the resurrection spell on a mental level, on a inside the host, I guess. There was me thinking about okay, what if this Joyce isn't the same Joyce as who we had before, and now we could be having that with Buffy, and she's still gonna have to take some time to adjust. But you know, you've got these arguments presented about Buffy potentially being in hell. That's not what she deserves, and you're worried that she's suffering eternal damnation. But you're also worried about the prospect that the Buffy you might bring back is not the Buffy that you had previously. So yeah, but it's really stings, and you know, it's really a difficult pill for everyone to swallow, don't get me wrong, but the fact that they have to have Buffy, the Buffy bot, be the face of Buffy because they have to make the world think that Buffy is alive is something that agonizes the entire group, because they have to be reminded of that face, that voice, knowing that their Buffy is gone, and that Buffy bot will never, I guess, equate to the Buffy that they had. So yeah, and it's really heart-aching seeing everyone like suffer, seeing how they have to accept that. But it's a really, really good insight about how, you know, that like how the Scoobies, how Buffy's friends are dealing with her death. So yeah. And even Giles himself, like, he was blaming himself regarding Buffy's death, and that was really heart-aching. And I gotta say, there is some kind of irony, I feel like he is conveying to technology. We have to remember, Giles and technology, not good. And now I'm bringing myself back to Jenny, so I'm sad. But no, I really thought it was heartbreaking seeing Giles blame himself regarding Buffy's death, and yeah, it was really, really sad. And of course, he's speaking about his guilt towards a version of Buffy, so that really does pack a greater punch. He could have discussed his agony to anyone else, but it packs a greater punch that he's speaking to a version of Buffy. So yeah, and now he's gone back to England, so I was thinking, what's this all about, when he didn't appear on the main intro thing? So yeah, but it makes sense. I think he was even contemplating it last season. So, and you know, with everything that went on in the finale to this episode, you can't blame him. You can't blame him for wanting to return and try to give himself a bit more peace, to take that agony away from him. So yeah. And then we had Willow. Like, I don't think Willow would have killed that deer, though. Like, the Willow that started in season 1, well, yeah, she wouldn't have killed that deer. That was pretty brutal, but so was some of the action, like some of the actions she was happy to accept in terms of bringing back Buffy bringing back Buffy, should I say. They were very, very harsh and very reckless as well. But you know what's funny, though? Well, it might not be funny. I mean, I'll probably include it in the reaction, but to explain it even further, because I was in shock about what Willow was doing. Jeez, I was like saying, "Oh, it's like Bambi," and just like Bambi lost her mother, and then what does Willow do? She kills Bambi. Buffy dead. So yeah, though that wasn't like the joke I had in mind, like, you know, you see a deer, it's Bambi, and, you know, that just added more weight and more hurt to the joke, didn't it? With the with Bambi dying, and that can see Bambi is Buffy. It's a parallel. Yeah, I was just making the joke about Bambi losing her mother, like, yeah, but you know, you just have to hurt yourself even further with the little baby deer dying, and that can be Buffy now. So yeah, but it was still very drastic to see Willow like go that length. Like she just. I mean, I think she was a bit shaken, like you could see it on her face, but she still straight out cold-blooded killed it. But I mean, this was for Buffy at the end of the day, but still, I don't think it's something that season 1 Buffy would have, season 1 Willow should have done, should I say. So yeah, but it was really, really it was really, really good, this first episode. I was also interested in hearing that Hank is upping his father game about bloody time. How many times have I been ranting on about him? But yeah, it was really good. And that farewell scene at the airport was really, really emotional. Like I said, I didn't think I'd get emotional to the first episode of season 6, but here we are. And it was a really, really beautiful goodbye for it was just really beautiful, and I didn't want Giles to go, but I do have hope that at some point he will come back. I'm sure he will, especially with the whole resurrection of Buffy. He will definitely want to come back. But I don't think we're going to be seeing him as much as we have done this season, given the fact that the lacking of the main intro shebang. So, yeah, but it was a really, really good episode, especially seeing the anguish of the Scoobies, to seeing how testing it is to have a reminder here. And at some point, she doesn't act like Buffy, and yet they have to keep up appearances. It was really good to see that going on, whilst bearing in mind the resurrection and the split decision regarding if it's a good idea or not. So, as well as the fact that the world has to think, we have to take in consideration the world, that they have to think that Buffy is indeed still alive rather than dead. So I thought this was a very, very good episode for Buffy the Vampire Slayer to start off with, especially after that finale, because the emotions were there. It was very I wouldn't have liked them to gloss over it. So I feel like in terms of emotions, in terms of the story itself, it was really fantastic following the last episode. So there is that. But yeah, for episode 1, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!